Hello, friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Exile 2 Crystal Souls. We are finally out of the shareware demo areas and back in the Tower of Magi, where we appear to have our own private bedroom. Being, as you are heroes and stuff, a bedroom has been set aside for you in the tower. Take advantage of it? Certainly. You awake well rested. You are brought a reasonable breakfast by a humble and silent apprentice. After you take advantage of the bath drawn for you, you're ready and raring to go out and get beat up again. Such is the hero's way. This is the way. But remember last time when I wondered, what happens if you decline to let the Vanitai mentally interrogate you? Well, turns out I can actually show you that. Using the power of backup saves, if we refuse to let the Vanitai look inside us, Bok looks very disturbed by your refusal. Glantris and Elohi, on the other hand, look smug in the confirmation of their prejudices. Elohi speaks. Well then, humans, we knew you might refuse. We know some beings are more private than others, but we also know that we need our questions answered. Will you submit to our questioning? We demand to know who you humans are, and what powers there are among you. Rest assured, though, any lie you tell will be rooted out by our powers. And if for some reason we pretend we're, Empire agents or something. All three Vanitai look very grim at your refusal. Bok says, in a mournful voice, Then I see we have no other choice but to continue seeking on our own. Bok makes a hand gesture, and guards grab you and haul you out of the room. After a time, they bring you to a portal and throw you in. After a moment's vertigo, you find yourself in the company of humans. The barriers stay up. It is the Empire who first figures out how to bring them down, a month later, and by the time the Vanitai realize their mistake, the split-up forces of Exile have been carved up piecemeal. By the time the Vanitai figure out who committed the theft, it is too late for all of you. The end. The bad ending. You have fallen, yet more victims to the chaos ravaging your homeland. Oh well, there are others who may be able to help expel the vicious troops of the Empire from your land. One can hope. But that is not our story. What have we here? A small sign on the wall, Osthoth's Chambers. I don't think we recognize that name. The door is very heavy and very securely locked. The lock is made of feldspar and covered with strange and threatening-looking sigils. You back away. Anytime it tells us specifically what the lock is made of, I'm pretty sure we'll be finding a feldspar key sometime in the future. So these are just generic guest quarters. Why Osthoth gets his own fancier chambers in the guest quarters, who can say? Hello. You have to peer over the counter to find the shop's proprietor. He's back there all right, bent over double, lost among piles of items, both treasures and worthless knickknacks. He watches you cannily. I'm Branford. Let me know if I can help you with anything. And let me know if this voice is anything like the one I did for the first game. I deal in miscellany, bric-a-brac of all descriptions. My stock changes every day, every minute even. You can purchase something you like, or sell me something you don't. You have but to ask. Hooray, another random item shop! Ooh, more exploding arrows. I might actually buy those. Cursed boots. Sapphire, not bad. Rune shield. That sounds interesting, and I do have enough money for it. But exploding arrows are extremely rare. And of course I already did a fair bit of identifying and selling of stuff before we came back to Exile lands. And the exploding arrows haven't combined stacks for some reason. Okay, so Rune Shield is basically a magical shield with really good defense and no encumbrance. Ooh, that should probably go on a frontline warrior. Cimarine, got something. Do I not have a shield equipped right now? I guess I don't, just to reduce the encumbrance. Well then. The door is locked. Telemane, do the thing! The door is pretty much just storage. What ho, guard? A huge guard stands nearby. He grunts. Grundo. I kill people who cause trouble. He pats his huge sword. And I don't need no fruity spells or no wussy mages to do it either. What a jerk. You meet one of the tower's mages. She doesn't look pleased to be bothered. She nods. I am Suzanne. What do you want? She sighs. I'm supposed to be teaching people to mind duel, but I'm very busy. You can buy the spell if you want. Or you could leave me and let me think about my experiment. Mind duel? What's that? Mind duel is a really expensive mage spell. We're not getting that right now. So what's this experiment then? Nothing you could understand. Something involving fire lizard eggs, which nobody seems to be able to find. That's all. She suddenly gets a wily look on her face. I need a fire lizard egg for my experiments. A drake egg won't do. I need an actual fire lizard egg. She thinks. I'll tell you what. If you fetch such an egg for me, I will teach you mind duel at a discount. I think I know where we might find some fire lizard eggs. Back in the northeast corner near Formalo. I wonder if X is still in this corner. This room is remarkable and ancient. It is a library, old and dusty, filled with books, a rarity in Exile. Most of them are clearly from the surface world, but some were laboriously created down here. They're all esoteric and all magical. And looks like we do have an archmage here. There is a highly deranged and disconnected man sitting at the end of the table. Fortunately, he doesn't seem very dangerous at the moment. He's clearly a tower mage, and his robes are a rich, deep purple. X. He looks around, as if looking for spies. Then he turns to you. I'm looking for a spell that will drop an anvil on someone far away. I'd have it by now, if the Triad didn't keep pulling me away. I'm still working on it. I may be able to get it someday. But I keep having to teach people, too. It's frustrating. He looks at you angrily. Yes! People want to buy spells all the time. I teach them for the good of Exile, but damn! It gets to where I have to hide back here to get any work done. You don't want to purchase spells, do you? He has a neurotic gleam in his eye. Fortunately, he won't actually do anything untoward if we hit the buy button. So, nice. This looks like we can get some level 5 and 6 spells. May do that later on. So, you don't seem too happy with the Triad. Yes, there are 3 of us who run the tower, and we try to do it as little as possible. Now go away. Ah, bureaucracy at work. Plaque on the wall. Holding cells. Please don't feed the specimens. You recognize this room. This is the chamber the Vanatai portal sent you to. The portal is still there, waiting for your return. Vanatai portal. Authorized personnel only. What luck, we are authorized. So yeah, we can basically go back to Olgai from the Tower of Magi whenever we want. There's no particular reason for us to do it right now, though. After all, we only just got back. We haven't accomplished anything. Besides getting a pretty sweet shield for Zimmerine. Main entrance. Plaque reads, storeroom. And of course the door is locked. So of course we must fix that. I said we must fix that. Yeah, there's almost never anything actually in these storerooms, but doesn't hurt to check. Iron plaque triad chamber. With only one person actually in here. You meet a young man in mage's robes. He walks up and shakes your hands. I'm Kellner, the tower secretary. Glad to see you're up and about. Right now I was writing a message to send to Solberg, telling him of your exploits among the Vanatai. As secretary, I'm go-between between the tower and the Exile government. I write letters, pacify bureaucrats, and pass on orders. So, hi Kellner. We met Kellner in the first game as an apprentice. Seems he's moving up in the world. So, message to Solberg? I hope it can get to him. He's a member of the Triad, but trapped in his tower far to the north. And he's a good friend of mine. I'm not allowed to tell you more, I'm afraid. Yes, we found Solberg's tower, but we are unable to get in. He cannot help us with the Triad. Okay, obviously doesn't know any more than we do about the Vanatai. Aha. Occasionally, the bureaucrats have something they need done, which either takes a lot of magic or is near here. Then they tell me about it and stick me with finding someone to do the dirty work. Or wet work. So if you're ever in need of a mission, just ask. There is something you can do. There is a serpent cult situated to the northeast. If you can slay its high priest, report back to me, and I'll put in a word to get you a higher clearance. It's the best I can do. Alas, we know little about the cult. Some months ago, a patrol traveling the tunnels to the northeast disappeared. Then another, then another. Spies and magical scrying revealed a band of renegade sliths, led by a powerful high priest, running some sort of perverse snake temple up there. They're dangerous, and we need them removed. Period. Alrighty. If anybody's keeping a running list of stuff we have to do, that can go on there. This room contains gardening supplies and tools. Research chambers. Magi clearance required. The guards stop and question you as you try to enter. When they find you don't have Magi clearance, they refuse to let you in. You have little choice but to obey. Darn it. Well, that is why we take on missions, so that we can raise our clearance and do even more stuff. This appears to be a magical lab, or perhaps a classroom. You meet a young, heavily built woman in mage's robes. She carries around a shod cavewood staff, but from the way she holds it, you guess that it's more to clobber people than for support. I'm Kyanan. I'm a teacher here. I should be at the front, but there you go. The Empire has no shortage of mages. I'm working day and night to help even the numbers out. But sometimes I do wish I could go fight. I drill the youngsters in spells as fast as I can, so they can go fight. I also teach magery to those with the money to buy the knowledge. Woohoo! Oh, very useful and reasonable prices. We've got stealth, major haste, firestorm, fire barrier, summoning, shock storm, and spray fields. Okay, and I did end up training Morwen and Telemaine up to 5th level mage and priest skills, so that's cool. Definitely buying major haste. And firestorm. Gonna leave the rest alone for now. So yeah, Telemaine just got perhaps a whole lot more deadly. Now this is a classroom, and that's an apprentice. You meet a young woman in apprentice's robes. She smiles and shakes her head. She almost starts to say something, and then stops herself and looks at you with irritation. So they're still doing the vow of silence for apprentices. A young mage in apprentice's robes looks at you with interest. He writes out the word Elrad with his finger on the wall. Clever boy. He points at his robes. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. You meet a mage's apprentice. He walks up to greet you. Welcome, I am Nathan. He is allowed to speak. He must be an advanced apprentice. It's nice to have visitors. We don't get them very often. Come in, sit down. We can talk about goings on in the world. He's a noisy one, all right. I'm an apprentice here, close to graduation. I can speak and spend my time teaching. It's nice being able to talk. I miss talking so much, but I can do it now. It's wonderful. I'm trying to get it out of my system before I go to work on research. It helps if I spell things correctly. I was going to go fight, but they decided it would be better if I helped develop new powerful spells and things instead. It's fascinating work. There's a lot I can tell you about it. I probably won't. Not now anyway, but it's very interesting. I'd like to work on the portal. That would be the most interesting and useful thing, I think. The portal, yes. They've made a portal, and it's in the tower now. And if you know the right incantation, it can send you everywhere and anywhere in Exile. Ooh, new portal. We're all talking about it. Well, all of us that are allowed to speak. He suddenly stops, looking nervous. Oh, I think I wasn't supposed to talk about the portal. Don't tell anyone, okay? Sure, kid. I think that portal is past the doors that we need Magi clearance for, so we are stuck with walking for now. This is one of the Spartan sleeping chambers for the students of the tower. A pallet and a sack for their meager possessions are all they seem to be granted. It's an ascetic life. Ooh, looks like a shop. There is a wiry human sitting behind the counter. He deftly and effortlessly mixes a variety of bubbling, hissing concoctions. Welcome to my shop. Call me Vincent. I prepare and sell scrolls and potions. You can buy some if you want. Smoky crystal. I don't fully remember, I think those are used in mind duels. The potions mostly don't interest me, except perhaps healing and definitely energy potions. Another day. Actually, do you say anything else? Ah, you do. Tricky work, but the mages here can't get enough of me. I bet. A large woman with close-cropped hair and a confident mien sits behind the counter. Books are stacked on either side of her. I am Piglet the Sage. She gives you an imperious look, silently daring you to comment on her name. You don't. I sell a variety of knowledge. I can identify items. I also sell alchemical recipes which use comfrey root. So we can buy the weak curing and weak healing recipes. Hooray. And here we have the temple, where we can buy the priest spells. Temple of the Pure Light. You meet an elderly woman in immaculate priest's robes, snowy white hair showering down her back. She wanders around the temple, seemingly hearing divine voices you can't begin to detect. She turns to you. Welcome to the Temple of the Pure Light, children. I am Mother Clarice. She shakes her head sadly. I watch over this beautiful temple while its younger guardians fight the war. Don't fear. I can give you the same teaching. I would just prefer to take part in more quiet contemplation. When the Empire threw me down here, I thought I would spend the rest of my years in quiet and squalor. Instead, I begin to learn and fight. It is tiring and painful, but I don't mind somehow. But I swear to you, before I die, I would give anything to live in quiet times. And now it is Morwyn's turn for, well, 1 or 2 of the level 5 and 6 spells. I'll take Bless Party. And now I need to go and find more money. There is an empty space over here. Hi. Well, I can't do anything with that. Not until I find out where the magic barrier spell is in this game. Didn't think so. So there's that empty space. There's the corner that needs Magi clearance. There's Osthoth's chambers and the holding cells that I didn't really investigate. Oh, right. Have to go through the outermost corridor. The door is locked, but we have mages. This is very unsettling. The mages have stored a bunch of captive creatures here, in bare, rank-smelling cells. The creatures, feral and hungry, watch you from their cells. Assuming that they can even get to us. So the only ones we can actually see are Giant Lizard and Giant Lizard. Okay. Well, I did just save. And that's some basilisks. I am not dealing with basilisks right now. Oh, a cave slime. How rare and exciting. I'm sure they will have no trouble replacing those. Gremlin! 2 damage. Oof. Honestly, I probably shouldn't engage with the gremlins right now. But hey, now we know what's in there. I had thought there might be a quest objective. On second thought, that's probably in Avernum 2 Crystal Souls, the remake. Unless it's in the 3rd game. But anyway, that's it for the Tower of Magi that we can do right now. Tune in next time when we return to the wider world of Exile. Have a good one, everybody.